Look for that skin.
Okay.
The skin.
So we're recording now.
Okay.
I've got the famous lady, the woman, the one and only
I'm blushing.
fashionista here. Lola, how you doing?
I'm fine. Hello.
She's being a bit shy, but trust me, normally she's not this shy. Okay, so we, as promised in our first blog that we released, that we did say we we're going to share like updates of our journey along the way. Like, this is the first time we're doing an NFT fashion, and to be honest with you, like, even Lola doesn't know, well, at the start didn't know much about what NFT and stuff like that is, but then in fact she had an okay understanding of what Bitcoin is, so talk less of Ethereum, but then we chatted through it and then kind of break it down for to her based on my knowledge of this space, and also I shared some content for her to read up on and do some research. So, and yeah, it just kind of made sense for us both to work on this. But yeah, we didn't really have any planned structure for this, so we're just going to wing it. And I have my 2.5-year-old son that I'm also looking after so while I'm working from home. So if you hear any funny noises and stuff, then, or someone shouting my name, then apologies. But anyway, Lola, so how did you, what came to your mind first time when we discussed this, when I told you about, when I proposed the idea to you that we should work on this together, and I was trying to explain what NFT is? What was going through your mind?
First, I had no idea what that meant, so it was kind of strange. But then I thought it was like just a place where you put your money and take it out. So I didn't understand what the platform was about.
Right. And I think if I remember it correctly, I even had to say, you said you were so confused that we had to speak on the, do a phone call.
Yeah.
Like, to go through. And I think I was doing my evening walk that time when we did it. And then you then start to get it, and he said, okay, you're going to go and digest the information and then get back.
Yeah.
But then, you know, how do you, I mean, I know for sure, like, we're going to talk through some of the concepts in a second, but you've gone ahead to start working on this, right? And after, what was it like when you started to understand it? And then what level of subtle understanding do you have of it now? Not to put you on the spot, but try.
Exactly. At first, I thought it was weird. It was extremely weird at first. But now I'm kind of getting it.
Yeah. Okay. And if we're able to pull this off, based on what we've been chatting about, if we're able to pull this off, like, what impact, what would that mean to you? Like, you personally, obviously we've known each other for years and been doing other things together, but what would it mean to you conceptually, being able to pull something like this off, something that you class as weird? What would that mean to you?
To go a long way, because when we talk about fashion, we have an idea of something coming out beautiful and not weird. When you think about designing, the first thing in your head is something that can't be accepted. So if this can be accepted, then weird is a new thing.
So we're about to push the boundary. So if you're listening to this, we need to make sure we need to prove this, that weird can be accepted and weird is cool. Yes, Prince. There's no more chocolate. You have to wait. Okay. Okay, cool. So do you want to, like, give, without giving too much away yet, because we're going to be putting out teasers each time, like, you want to talk through what, if I change my view for this as well, let me switch that into gallery. Do you want to talk through the concept that we're working on, like the inspiration behind some of the concept, the themes that you're working on?
Okay. We're working with the African tradition in full, like the festivals we do every year. We have the Eyo Festival, the Igunu Festival, Egun Festival, Shango Festival. So I'm bringing all this together into one piece. Like I'm mixing every festival into each of the design.
Okay. So for just before you go on, I just realized again, we didn't plan it. We're just trying to be as free flowing as much as possible. And we're not really going to edit this. Just going to put it out there. Be as natural as possible. So for context, if you're watching this for the first time, you hadn't read our blog that we put out. So I'm Sean, and I'm based in the UK. I'm Nigerian, and I also have connections with within the tech space in UK and India. So Lola is a fashion profession, and she's based in both London and Nigeria. So we're working on building, designing releasing our first NFT fashion, whereby yes, there's an NFT that we're going to be putting out based on the design that Lola, as a pro within the industry, is working on. But then also, in addition to that, we're also going to have a company with a physical representation of that NFT as well. So what Lola just shared is basically some of the themes that's inspiring some of the design that she's working on. In fact, we're not even going to show the design in this session. I think we should do that in another video out. By then she would have. I've seen it because we're both working on it together and we've been bouncing ideas back and forth. So I think it's quite epic. So some of the initial version, the release that we're working on right now, the 10 NFTs that we're working on, they're going to be solely, a majority is going to be inspired by obviously our Nigerian background, that African theme. So Lola, sorry, if you can now talk through some of this inspiration that you've taken the festivals, and then maybe talk through a bit more about some of those individual festivals. What do they mean?
Okay, that's gonna be long.
List them again and then kind of talk through each one, if possible. Describe it.
Okay, let's talk about the AO first. The AO is a Lagos festival, and people are mostly dressed in white. It has this cap, big hats, the veil, the long flowing gown on the ground. It's mostly white. That's for the AO. Then for the Egun festival, is mostly weird colors, different African print, colors, fabrics, mostly African. We don't do anything out of Africa. They bring it together to make a masquerade wear. And it's always very, very interesting. You get to dance, laugh, take pictures. It's not diabolical if you're thinking that way. It's just a way of showing beauty, the African print, the what's it called? The African designs, yeah, in different forms of ways. Then the Shango Festival is mostly red. So you go, no shade of red is wrong, everything red. And this is mostly fire. So the Shango is more, don't let us go into details about that. But so I'm just bringing a bit of everything into my design.
Right. And then literally there's going to be actually, obviously, other than the NFT, that we're going to be placing on the blockchain, we're actually going to have like if you win the bid in the auction of this design that we're putting out, you're actually also going to get like obviously like an awesome, well packaged that will be shipped over to you of the actual physical design as well that you're working on. And
yeah.
what sort of inspiration is going through your mind with some of the sketches that we've been working on so far? And also, what challenges are you battling with on your mind? I'll share a bit of mine,
Okay.
and then maybe you can then go. So when I first look at one of the concepts, and I was like, I mean, I was kind of mind blown and thinking, wow, okay, like I hadn't really necessarily seen the Nigerian, AO outfit in that light before, because okay, to give you a clue, like one of the design is like basically mixing a blend of AO and also the Lagos boss iconic color of yellow, like mixing the two, which I thought was really, really interesting. But then also it's just the way it looks. You wouldn't necessarily, mainly from what I understand about AU, it's mainly men that
Yeah.
wear this outfit. But then looking at the design, it's almost like there's something within African culture where you wouldn't necessarily think, unless you're aware of it, think like expect men to be wearing stuff like that. It
Yeah.
almost looks like a garment. So, and it's just something, something that you expect. Oh, that should be like a woman, something meant for women. But actually, in Nigeria, like literally, you have men using that as part of the festival. It's just really interesting. I find that very challenging mentally to actually then process it. So I'm wondering, what's some of the inspiration that evolved or emerged for you when you were working on the design, and also what are some of the challenges that you were contemplating?
Okay. Before I started designing, the first thing in my head was every designer follow a color wheel. Is we go with colors. There are some colors that just don't match together. But when it comes to African prints, no color is weird. Like I've seen mixture of two colors that I don't even think is supposed to come together, and this is actually beautiful. So it's like giving me a whole wide idea about mixing of colors, not just sticking to the wheel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and challenges or things that you're
Uh,
contemplating.
sometimes why, like now I'm working on a particular one and I'm thinking, how? It's so funny, but it's beautiful. Like it's colorful. But wow,
Nice,
this is going to come out nice.
nice. And you are in your like your premises, right? With where you're
Yeah, I'm in my
and
studio
this is
right now.
where all the action is going to be happening. Where you're going
Yeah,
to also be filming some of the behind the scenes stuff as
yeah,
well that we're going to be putting
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Interesting. Cool. So I'm 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 almost tempted now that I think, okay, we should like briefly show a teaser of what this is going to look like now. So maybe
Okay.
I don't know if you have one of the stuff that you want to, the one that you're most excited about out of the 10 that we're working on. Like if you want to show it and then just briefly talk through it, and then we'll do a separate video at some another time.
Okay. Since you already gave away the or your own, we should just stick to that.
Okay.
Don't let us open everything. It's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, yeah. Okay,
So why don't
that's
you stick
true.
to your one you already
Because
gave out?
the other ones are even like mind blowing. But let's
Yeah.
go with this.
Okay. Okay. I don't know if you can see this properly.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this is supposed to be plain white, like everything white. The cap white, the net white, the fabric white. But this is, since it is a Lagos festival, I decided to mix it with the Lagos bus, which is our popular downfall, which is yellow and black. It's striped to black here. So this is the color yellow. I decided to make the sleeves with the
Yeah.
stripes. You can see to represent the yellow bus. So this is everything that Lagos offers in one color. Oh, sorry, in one diagram.
Nice. Nice. Very interesting. And then you want to talk about the hats as well.
Oh yeah, this is very, very important. Okay, so now without the arts, there's no festival. The art is like the most, no, seriously, it's like the most important thing. Once you think of this festival, think about the art. It's like our symbol of beauty.
True. True.
Mm.
And they're usually quite big.
Yeah, very, very big, like massive. It's not just a small round art, extremely big that you can like cover two people.
Nice, nice. I'm really excited. That was actually the first initial one that Lola worked on. So you can imagine she then built on so much more. The second one, for example, I was like, oh my God, I'd never seen anything like this in my life. Like I'm like so happy and so excited that we're working on this. And hopefully, I hope if you're watching this and listening to the, you're as excited as we are. Remember, you can sign up in our, I will include the link of where you can sign up if you want to get regular updates of how we're progressing, and also when we're going to be releasing the NFT in case you want to participate in an auction. So you're not just getting the blockchain NFT, which is obviously has its own perks, lots of perks that we're going to be announcing, but also the physical item as well. Like you're getting that that is going to be tailor made
Yeah.
from Lola as well. So yeah, it's exciting, and it will be shipped to you anywhere in the world you're in. So don't worry about that as well. Do you have any final things that you want to say, Lola?
Um, I'm going to say this might look like not, I mean, no, it's definitely not everyday wear, but to some people, this is like how do I call that? What's that thing we used to decorate their house?
Oh, like
Um,
an artifact or something, a display or
yes,
something.
yes. So you can also
A
you can,
mouthpiece.
yes, exactly. So you should think in both ways. You can put it on, show our culture, then at the same time you can actually keep this and keep seeing it every time you stand. Yeah.
I can imagine quite bright, and you definitely stand out. It's a good conversation point, that's for sure. And you also have like you be the only. There would only be just one that we were going to make, like one.
Yes.
There's not going to be two of it. I mean, that's the beauty of fashion, right? Like often when you're within the industry that Lola works on, like when she makes stuff, is usually just unique to that, to that thing that you're making. Like you can't print or design the same thing twice. You just one.
Yeah.
It's made specially just for you. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has been really useful to do. Yeah, I look forward to us putting this out there into the world. So yeah,
Yeah.
thank you for jumping on to record this with me.
Thank you.
All right. Bye for now.
Yeah. Bye.